All right, we got some big news coming from Senator Bernie Sanders and President Joe Biden regarding fixing Social Security and increasing benefits by $2,400 per year. And this is brand new information, actually, with the Social Security Act of 2023. I'll give you the information here in this video. This is brand new, and this is going to be coming out here. We're actually a little bit ahead of the curve here. So I'll give you the details here of it in this video. This is Senator Bernie Sanders going to be reintroducing this and probably changing some information here of what was previously of a previous bill. Okay, so let's jump right in here. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I keep you up to date here on everything going on here in our country on a daily basis, and we cover a lot of things that you won't see on the mainstream news. And sometimes we cover it here before it actually hits the mainstream news. Yeah, that's right. So let's jump right in here. I want to show you something that Senator Bernie Sanders said here a few days ago. And this will kind of lead us into what is coming here with this new bill to raise Social Security benefits and possibly a new change coming in this new bill. So take a look about what he said here a few days ago. Listen to this.
None other than our old friend Donald Trump, who I disagree with, needless to say, on everything. Trump told the Republicans, hey, you're crazy. You can't cut Social Security and Medicare. And I think they're going to listen to him.
You're obviously a staunch supporter of expanding entitlements like Social Security. The Congressional Budget Office says that without intervention, the program will become insolvent as soon as 2033. Some lawmakers have floated the idea of this bipartisan panel to look at how to save those programs. Would you support that approach, or do you have conditions?
Well, no, I wouldn't support that approach because the last time around, the conclusion they came up with was major cuts to Social Security, et cetera. Look, the solution to this problem is not very hard to understand, and we've got legislation in to address it. Anderson, right now, if you got one person who makes $100 million a year and another person who makes $160,000 a year, both of those people put in exactly the same amount of money into Social Security because there's a ceiling on how much your taxes will be paid into the program. If you lift that cap, starting at $250,000, you can make Social Security not only solvent for the next 75 years. 75 years, you can increase benefits for lower income elderly people who are struggling really hard right now to get by. That's the solution to the problem. And I hope that we will get a large amount of support for that.
Okay, so you can let me know your thoughts on that. If you've been watching my channel, you probably know about that here. And as Republicans and Democrats are trying to fix Social Security and Medicare, you may have also seen that video here on my YouTube channel with the Republican congressman who talked about the debt problems that Social Security and Medicare both face with rising debts going on here every single day or every single year, and that they're going to probably run insolvent by 2033 based on a new um, bill or a new budget report from the Congressional Budget Office. Okay. And both Republicans and Democrats are trying to figure out how to fix this by raising taxes or cutting benefits or doing something to change something because they have to make changes just because of the amount of debt that's adding, and there's just not enough money coming into the programs here, especially with the 8.7% raise. That means more money is coming out of the Social Security program. Medicare is actually a large deficit as well, and more baby boomers retiring here. Okay, so that means more people are going into the retirement force, if that's a thing, instead of the workforce, the retirement force. And now Senator Bernie Sanders has said that in 2023 here, we're going to be possibly seeing a reintroduction of the $2,400 bill, but maybe with some changes, here. Now we're starting to see some information on this. Take a look here. Here is some literature from the Social Security Works saying Senator Bernie Sanders is close to introducing a new bill, the Social Security Expansion Act of 2023, that will put Social Security on solid financial footing for the next 75 years while increasing benefits for everyone. Yeah. Now, Senator Bernie Sanders had hinted the other day when we had him on the channel that saying that there might be some changes to this. All he does is insist millionaires and billionaires pay their fair share. More than 200 members of Congress have already taken the pledge, promising never to cut Social Security or Medicare. In his State of the Union address, President Biden should put that question to every member of Congress. Can you promise your constituents that you will never cut Social Security or Medicare? And we've had some people say that, but actually doing it is a harder question to do because it's one of the things that is up for debate right now. Calling on President Biden to sign our petition, challenge every member of Congress to take the Social Security pledge in your State of the Union address. And to tell President Biden to defend Social Security at your State of the Union address and even mention the $2,400 raise. Now, really, they would only need a handful of Republican support, but they would actually need to pass a bill like this. But they would actually need it in both the House and the Senate now at this point. And they would actually really need Kevin McCarthy's support and Mitch McConnell's support because, well, I don't know if, well, they'd probably need Mitch McConnell's support, but they would definitely need Kevin McCarthy's support to even bring up the bill because remember, as the Speaker of the House, he won't even bring up the bill. He could basically send it to the graveyard, which they're now, basically accustomed to call it. It used to be called Mitch McConnell's graveyard, where he would send bills to die. And we're now kind of seeing that from anybody who's the Speaker or the Senate Majority Leader. And Chuck Schumer is doing that now with some bills that Republicans have passed in the House that they kind of knew wouldn't pass, but nonetheless, that's happening. So the question here is what is going to change for Social Security and Medicare or Medicaid because there's a significant budget deficit. I'll link you to that video here from the Republican congressman actually, and it's a very good video because he kind of outlines. If you haven't watched it yet, you definitely should. He outlines why there's so much of a deficit and he just kind of explains it. He has charts and everything, and it will really help a lot of people understand why Social Security and Medicare are going to run out of money. A lot of people don't realize, and if you just watch this video, you will really understand a lot of it afterwards. It's not as simple. He addresses questions like, why don't you just cut Congress's salary? Why don't you just stop sending money overseas? And you'll kind of understand a lot of the questions afterwards. But bills like Senator Bernie Sanders, which is going to be reintroduced here, could actually solve the Social Security problem and raise benefits by $2,400 for the people that would be in the bill. I'm going to wait for him to reintroduce it because there might be some changes here on this. So make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Click the bell icon after you subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully we can start reaching new people here on our YouTube channel. And liking and sharing these videos also helps out with this because a lot of people don't even know that this bill exists, and the new reintroduction of this bill can really help here as well. The biggest problem that they're having right now is that Republicans don't support this bill. It's basically Senator Bernie Sanders and Democrats that support this bill. What's interesting, though, is that, and again, I'm not from either party because, again, in the other video, I'm showing a Republican congressman and he's talking about the deficit and what what the government spends the money on for Social Security and Medicare. So I like to just highlight stuff, and I'm pretty much just a realist here. Okay. But what's interesting about this bill is it could raise benefits by $2,400 a year. So if your Social Security payments are $1,000 a month, I mean that's almost two and a half more payments for you. If your Social Security payments are $1,200 a month, that's basically a full two more payments a year for you. Or if your payments are $2,400 a month, that's a whole extra one payment for you guys every single year. And it would extend the solvency for Social Security by 75 years. And what it does is it makes people that make over $250,000 a year pay into the Social Security system, where right now people that make over $160,000 a year stop paying into the Social Security system. And what's interesting here about this is that Republicans actually want to do the same thing. They like the same idea. They just don't want to raise the benefits for people. They actually want to have high income earners pay into the system. They just don't want to pay the extra benefits out to low and middle income earners. So we actually kind of see the same thing from both sides. The question is will they go with Senator Bernie Sanders' idea to actually raise benefits by $2,400 a year for the majority of Americans, low and middle income earners? So, what are your thoughts here? Should they do something like that, or should they not raise the benefits and basically keep it in the Social Security pot? So, because they could do either one, but Social Security Administration has actually done the math and said that even with paying out the extra benefits, so much extra money would be coming in that yes, it would in fact increase the solvency for Social Security by 75 years. And they're mathematicians, they're basically their Congressional Budget Office of Social Security did the math on this and said yes, it would increase the solvency by 75 years. And they're not Republicans, they're not Democrats, they're just mathematicians. So you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this, and I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. So make sure you share this video with anybody you need to know about this, and I'll keep you up to date here when we actually get the more information on this coming out here. And we'll see if President Biden addresses or mentions this here in his State of the Union address. He might not, because Bernie Sanders hasn't officially announced this yet, but we're already starting to get information on this, and I'll keep you up to date here on our channel. Here's some videos you can watch next. You can click here to see that video by that congressman who addressed this on the House floor and tells us why Social Security and Medicare are actually running out of money. It's a very good video. Watch that if you haven't yet watched the whole thing. Or you can click here to see something coming for all 50 states affecting millions of people. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.